Hello, everyone. So, today I wanted to talk about my latest article that I wrote on my blog, which is about target audience and how target audience can be very important for your business. If you're starting a new business, or if you already have a business that has been developed for a while, how important it is for you to have your target audience very well defined. So to speak about this, I just wanted to make a short video on my own experience to tell you very quickly how it was for me when I started my photography business. And it all happened that I didn't have any strategy whatsoever at the beginning on how to do any of this. I just started, taking photos when I had the opportunity for different clients that I would find. And I had no clear structure or goal in terms of who was the type of audience that I wanted to target and what type of photography I wanted to do. So what I ended up doing was that I started taking photos of everything. So weddings, I had products, I had events, I had conferences. I remember doing even pet photography. So I ended up doing a bunch of random stuff that really didn't add any value to me or my business. But of course, I didn't realize that when I was taking those photos. I thought that by doing random stuff here and there, I would gain more experience and increase my network. Um, but instead of doing that, I was actually losing time, effort, and energy that I could have used in another place that would have been way more beneficial for me and my photography business. So what I did instead after a little bit was that I encountered my now wife, and she asked me, what is your target audience? So she saw my website, and for her it wasn't very clear who I was trying to target with my photography. And indeed, I couldn't answer the question because it wasn't clear to me at all who I was targeting. I thought, everybody could be my client, and that was good enough for me because that would mean, in theory, that I would get a lot of clients. But that was not actually the case. And I was so spread all over the place that I probably even scared people away from contacting me because, I wasn't very specific about what I was doing. So when she asked me that question, it made me realize that I was targeting a bunch of people that wasn't interesting to me to work with. So at that time, I saw way more interesting, and for me, it was more interesting to do event photography, and working for businesses. So everything that was B2B, business to business, was more interesting to me than doing a B2C, so business to customer. So by realizing that what I liked the most was working in events, especially, I decided to, well, clean my portfolio, let's put it like this, define a target audience that was very clear to me. So now I wanted to work with event organizers or companies that were doing events, especially in the area where I live, yeah, which is Brussels. And then I removed everything that was clutter from my website. And that was a process, it took a little bit of time. It wasn't immediate, but I managed to do it. I removed everything that wasn't good for my business, or my new ideas of business, the new target that I wanted. And of course the results were very good after a little bit. It wasn't immediate, but after a little time, I started seeing the results of it by getting new requests for events and conferences, which is what I actually wanted to do, and portraiture as well. So I concentrated in those topics, and I started getting clients for those topics. And because of that, I started expanding my network of clients that I wanted to target. Instead, before, I was targeting absolutely everything, and now I was targeting what I really wanted to do. And that allowed me actually to increase my network and start doing more of what I wanted, more of the photography that I wanted, and less of the photography that I didn't want to do, and that wasn't aligned with my business strategy. So because of that, my business started being more profitable and more successful for me. and I started enjoying more and more what I was doing. At the same time, I started becoming more of an expert, if you may, and improving my skills around event photography and portraiture, which allowed me to provide a better service to my clients, because I was becoming an expert in the field. And that's something that my clients appreciate, that I have an extended portfolio targeting what I provide, which is events and portraiture. So, that also increased the trust on newcomers, new clients that I might get. And it's like a vicious circle of good stuff that is coming to me. So one of the things that I think improved my business a lot was defining a target audience. And it's a shame that I didn't have it from the very beginning, but at the same time, this allowed me to understand better how my business works, and how I need to work to improve it in the long term. Because again, these results, you don't see them necessarily immediately, but in the long term you start seeing them and they start paying off. And that's when you realize that this was a very good move. I did the right thing by setting my target audience. So, a word of advice: if you're a creative and you're starting your business, I would really encourage you to define what your target audience is, and not leave that for a later stage. However, if it's not clear, go with the flow. You will find the moment in which it's clear for you what is the target audience, and then you can start shaping your business and really going towards the direction that you want to go to, instead of just being all over the place, scattered and not organized. So that would be my encouragement to you, to define a target audience as soon as you can. And if you don't have it now, just go with the flow and start defining it as you go. Remember that the target audience can always be changed and can be adapted to target specifically what you need. Maybe if you're working in a specific niche, it becomes more interesting for your business. Okay, so that was my article. If you want to read other insights that I have there on the article, just be sure to follow, to check the links that I'm gonna add to this video, so you can see in more detail what I'm talking about. And yeah, that's what I had to say. So thank you very much for your time and listening to me about this. And if you have any questions, or if you have any topics that you would like me to cover on next videos related to the business of photography and starting your business as a photographer, let me know. I'd be happy to help you and share some insights, and hopefully this would add value to you and your creative business. Okay, thank you very much.